Hey everyone, Stef Haynes here. Happy to announce that I've created not one, but two new preset packs for two different iOS synthesizers, Monolit by Bleass and Synth 1 by AudioKit. Both these apps are totally free, so if you have an iPhone or an iPad, then I definitely recommend that you check them out. My preset packs are of course designed to be used with digital wind instruments like the new Rad, the re.corder, or the iWii, or the Aerophone, or the Silphio, or whatever you have. In this video, I'll show you how to install the presets and get them working with your controller, and I'll even talk a little bit about each app and what I like about it, and what I think could be improved. I'll also put some example audio at the end of this video if you want to get a sense of what these patches sound like. So we're going to start by looking at Monolit by Bleass. Installing these presets is super easy. Just tap on the name up here, hit import, and then find the Electrowinds Bleass folder, and then you're going to want to select everything, hit open, and then they should all be in user. There they are. By the way, a good way to get that folder onto your device is to use AirDrop or upload it to Google Drive and download it onto your device. So now that we have everything imported, there's one more step that we need to take to get these working with our controller. What we have to do is tap over here on filter/mod, hit audio MIDI, MIDI control mapping, and then tap on this rectangle over here next to where it says cutoff. Once it's gray like that, blow into your instrument, and then once you're done, hit audio MIDI again, and then disable MIDI control mapping. So Bleass should remember that every time you open it up, and that mapping will apply to every patch in your patch library. So what I like about this app is that it automatically receives mod wheel messages, so you can do mod wheel vibrato without having to set up anything else. Also, I really like that the filter is nice and responsive, which is important if you are using your breath to control it. Things that I would like to have for this app is I would like each MIDI mapping to be remembered at the patch level. That way, for some patches, I could use my breath to control the filter, but for other patches, I could use my breath to control, say, the FM amount or the volume of the different oscillators. This would be nice to get a little bit more sound variation in each patch, but unfortunately all the MIDI mappings are done at the global level. So if we wanted to map our breath to different parameters, I mean, we can do that, but we would have to do the mapping and then delete the mapping for every single patch, which is a bit of an issue, which is why I designed all of these patches to work with the cutoff filter so that we don't have to do that. Okay, next let's check out Synth 1 by AudioKit. This app's a little bit older than Monolit, and it hasn't been updated for a while, and I don't think it's getting updated anymore, but you can still make some really cool sounds with it, and I think it's pretty fun to play, so I made some patches for it, and here's how to get them in there. What you gotta do is tap on this menu item up here, hit import bank, find Electrowinds synth1.json, that's in my documents again, and there it is. I'll just put the keys into dark mode, which is something I like you can do with this app, and I'll make the octave range a little wider. Okay, so now we have to set up the app to work with our controller. Just like with Monolit, we're going to have to MIDI map our breath control to the cutoff frequency. So to do that, we're going to go and hit MIDI learn, we're going to hit frequency, and then we're going to blow into our instrument. Once you're done that, hit MIDI learn again, and now the sounds are reacting to our breath control. There's one more step though that we need to do if we want to have a little bit of mod wheel vibrato. So to set that up, tap on this arrow over here until you get to this page where it says LFO1. Then what you're going to want to do is do MIDI learn again, hit LFO1 amount, and then on your controller, do whatever you need to do to send modulation to your synthesizer. So for the new Rad, I just need to tap this sensor here, and it's mapped. There is a bit of a catch with this, and this is something that I don't like at all about Synth 1. If you want to map vibrato, and by that I mean MIDI map the LFO1 amount to a signal coming off of your controller, you need to use any CC other than CC number 1 and whatever CC you used for the cutoff filter, which was probably 2 or maybe 11. Reason being is that in Synth 1, CC1 automatically controls the mod wheel, and unlike every other synthesizer out there, the mod wheel controls LFO rate, but not LFO depth, which is the opposite of what monolit does and basically what every other synthesizer does. I assume this is a bug because in the manual it says that it's supposed to control the depth instead of the rate, but this bug's probably never going to be fixed. I've even sent several emails to AudioKit asking about this, but I haven't gotten a response yet. So anyway, I set up this sensor to send CC number 4 instead of CC number 1, and everything works just fine. So just be sure that you do something similar with your controller if you want to use mod wheel style vibrato with this synthesizer. The other thing that I don't really like about Synth 1 is that the cutoff filter isn't quite as responsive as some of the other synths that I've tried. It's pretty good. I'd say it's definitely usable. It might just take a little bit of getting used to. In my opinion, the sounds are good enough to make up for that in many situations. And the other thing that I like about the synthesizer is the bitrate crusher. I really like that that's built in. There's also some really nice built-in effects that monolit doesn't have, like reverb and delay. And there's this cool step sequencer that I use to make some pretty crazy sounds in these patches. So this synth is far from perfect, but I think that the sounds that it's capable of making are cool enough to make it worth checking out, especially given that it's free. Oh, one thing that I forgot to mention, in Synth 1, I find that it works best if you set your buffer size to something pretty low, so I usually set mine to 64. Just be aware that that's going to take a lot of your iPad's computing power, so be sure to quit out of every other app that you're using if you're trying to make music with Synth 1. Okay, that's it for this setup. Stick around for some demonstrations of the synthesizer patches.
Wow.